All it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focused, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment. Rise up, you give it all that you got and you rise up. All the stories that tell about the champion who came from the crown. Are you ready to carry it now? Going full speed, never stop, never quit. You're the only one you got to convince that nothing's too far out of your reach. 'Cause all you are is what you believe. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
Welcome to Rock Around the Clock, daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rock? Let's try if I turn that up. Does that help at all? Yes, it does. That's more like it. Hey, Rockmouth, how are you, my friend? Let me get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of that and pull that in. Sorry, I'm a bit late to the party, but I hope you forgive me. I'm looking a bit dark, a bit shadowy today, but that's all good. It's all good. So how are you, my friend? How is everybody today? Of course, it's Thursday. We've got one more day. One more day. Actually, it's one more day of the month. It's not even just one more day of the week. It's the whole month. Wowza. Now, I do actually have some... It's Thursday. We're going to wing this a bit today, guys. I hope you forgive me. I'm sort of, middling. I'm not full par. I'm not sort of Little House on the Prairie par. I'm somewhere in the middle. So, yeah, it's all good. Ninja, good to see you, my friend. I'm starting to think I was on my own here. Hope you're well and looking forward to Rock Player later. Rock Players later. And that's all going to be good, of course. It always is. Guys, how's the audio? Is it okay at your end? Just that I've got a very small echo and I'm not sure if it's just me or whether you guys are getting something a bit weird as well. So just wave at me. I turn that up. So there we go. That's better. Input gain was down. That should be a lot better for you. Certainly a lot better for me. I'm happier now. I was a bit worried. Also, I just realised that in contravention of the music rights, European music rights of 1973, I haven't turned on the music. So in the words of ABBA, thank you for the music. Let's just get that going. There. And then I can chill back here with you guys. There it is. Awesome stuff. Turn that off and turn that up. Better. Bjorn, good to see you, my friend. Look at this. I've got the whole of Rokk players in. That's awesome. Good to see you, dude. I hope you're well. I hope the kids are okay. I know you've had you've had some issues of late with the poor little wee bairns getting stuck into their Nintendos and stuff, no doubt, as we speak, which is awesome. So Thursdays we look at cloud gaming news. Today will be no exception. There is some, and I've tried to aggregate as much as I possibly can. Now, as you know, Rokk Players, which is on in about 3 hours, just under 3 hours time, they do deep dive stuff, not on the whole news, but just on specific topics. So they're the guys to really get the deep and the dirty. So tune in there later. I'm just going to turn the brightness up. There we go. Look at that. And William's here as well. Hello, William. Simply Pwned. Good to see you, my friend. They're finally back on their feet. Oh, good to hear it. It's had some. There's been lots of what do you call it, lurgy, I suppose, in the household, hasn't there? In the Brossen household. I guess it's that time of year, and it's the post-COVID stuff as well, isn't it? The way that has hit so many people. So many people. Dorrigan, good to see you, brother. I hope you're keeping well. I'm okay. I'm 50-50. So it's going to be... you're going to have to bear with me. Oh, no. I just shook my screen and got rid of... You know that thing you can do in Windows where you shake the screen and it gets rid of your windows? Well, I just did it. I didn't mean to. Oh, no. There they are. Right, that one's good. Got that one back. There you go. Excellent. Excellent. Right. Well, good. I think we're cooking at last. You can hear me. And we're going to get some news in. And I'm going to just set this up. So guys, tell me in Les Chat, in the cat. It's funny that, isn't it? I've never thought of that before. But the word chat is French for cat. I wonder if French people, and Ninja might be able to answer me on this one. I wonder if Ninja Guy is like, talking to the chat, but in his French head, his French-speaking head, he's thinking of a beautiful Persian with white fur. Oh, in there going, hello, Monsieur Ninja, I love you. You never know, do you? Le chat. Aye. What was I doing? Oh, yes, I remember now. I was setting up the old simple Larry. There he is. Right, good. So I'm just going to get this done in the background. You guys are going to say hello. Oh, great to see you all coming in now. Thank you, guys. In lead, how are you, brother? Thank you very much for popping in. Raven Crow, yo, what's up? All the way from Ohio. Good to see you. Dorrigan says, well, Ninja could be thinking anything. It's my new nickname for Ninja. It's Ninja. Us English folk saw a slightly funnier side to it, but I ain't going there. Dorrigan knows exactly what I'm talking about. The point is, Ninja Guy liked it, and that's the important thing. Yes. Haha. Oh no, Dorrigan, not you too calling me Ninja. It's good, isn't it? Ninja. I like Ninja. It's a nice word as well, isn't it? So Ninja. There's certain words, aren't there? There's certain words that are just nice words to say. Like book. I like the word book. Water. And sometimes they're a bit kind of evocative of the thing that they are. So when I think of a book, I think of it's got like a hard at the end of it, so it's like a hardback book. It has that kind of, the feel of a book. And water. It undulates. Water. Do you see that? Water. Kind of works. What other words sound like the thing they are? Banana? Banana? Possibly. I may have stretched the point there a little bit. Right, I was going to go and get... where is he? Where is he? There he is. News page. News page. I was going to get the old... need the little thing. There he is. Got him. Woohoo! Larry. There you go, my friend. You're working. Larry's up. And while I'm with Larry, I'll quickly do the wheel. And that's correct for the wheel. I haven't changed that one. Tomorrow, guys, I very accidentally tweeted earlier. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I deleted it almost straight away. But I very accidentally tweeted that I was giving away today a copy of... That's the one. A copy of Disney Dreamlight Valley, but I'm not. I promise you. I am, but tomorrow, on tomorrow's show. And also, and I'm open to debate on this. I'm open to your opinions. But I've been thinking about, again, changing things up. You know what I'd like. I always try to get things to work a little bit sort of differently. And what I'm thinking of at the moment, let me get back to the studio. There we go. What I'm thinking is, so, I made a change recently where I made Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays members only. Fine. That's all fine. Happy with that. And then Friday opens up to subscribers. So subscribers can jump in on a Friday. Just people in the chat, because the chat is only open to subscribers. Little trick there, my fellow content creators. You don't need to weed them out. You just make it subscriber only, and only subscribers can enter the competition. And on the last Friday of every given month, we give away a special super duper prize to members of Team Rokk who are higher than the very entry level. And the reason for that is I totally appreciate not everybody's got a lot of cash, and I appreciate every single penny, because at the end of the day, the only reason I really do this is because of my members. So that is awesome, and you guys get 3 of the 4 giveaway days to enter. So on the Friday of the last of the month, I do a bigger prize. And anyway, long story short, I've decided from tomorrow, as an experiment, we'll see how it goes, everyone's gonna have access to the big prize, with the exception, subscribers get 1 entry. I mean, if they enter on Twitch as well, they get 2, but they get 1 entry per platform. Team Rokk members, all Team Rokk members, get 2 entries, so I put them in there twice, right? And then the extra super duper layer guys will get another 2 entries. So 1 entry if you're a subscriber, including, by the way, if you're a Team Rokk member. So if you think about it, you can sneak an extra 2 in. So 1 entry if you're a subscriber, 2 for every Team Rokk member, and an extra 2 on top of that if you're above the entry level tier. So they get like 4 entries, plus, if they're canny and they turn up on the day, an extra 2 entries in YouTube and Twitch. 6 entries. So everybody gets a chance to win the prize, including subscribers, by the way. Only they're down there somewhere. They're 1 entry, and everybody else is get a load of entries, right? Okay, are you with me? It means, statistically, it is very likely to be a Team Rokk member that wins, and more importantly, somebody at the higher level. So nobody loses, everybody gets an opportunity to be in the pot. Now, as mentioned, tomorrow's game is going to be Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Now, don't poo-poo the fact that it's got Disney at the front. This is actually a really good game, and if you do a little hunt on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and other places, you'll see a load of folk playing it. It's quite addictive. It's a freakingly good game. Plus, it's on GeForce Now as well. Now, it'll be a PC Steam code, which I have purchased with my very own hands. I did get a code for it from GeForce Now, which they gave me a couple of weeks ago, and I've done some streaming with it. I love the game, and I bought a copy of it so I can give it away for you guys. So that's tomorrow's big prize. I think that works. Maybe some would say a little complicated, but it just makes it nice and inclusive. I just saw a car pull up, which has baffled me because the wife's away. I don't know who it is. Oh, it's mother-in-law. She'll probably come banging through the door because I know for an absolute fact my mother-in-law has never seen me stream and probably doesn't understand the concept. So we might get mother-in-law coming in. Now, she's a game old bird. I've got to tell you this. She is a character. If she comes in, I will try and get her in. I'll just say, hey, have a look at this. Oh, no, she's gone again. Oh, that would have been fun. I would have lured her in. I would have enticed her in front of the camera. She'd never have known. I'd have just said, oh, I'm just setting it up. You know, what do you think? You'd have had a chuckle. I tell you that now for nothing. Sounds good to me, says Bjorn. Excellent. Eddie says, oh, wow, I should hopefully start winning some. Yeah, you should definitely. Haven't you never won anything, Eddie? I'm sure you have, haven't you? I don't think. I did say a while back that I would do a show, a giveaway where the people that hadn't won anything would be the only ones in the wheel. And then when I broke it down, I realised that actually most people had. And so it would have been a wheel with about 3 people on. So I decided not to. And funnily enough, so I decided not to. Eddie has won before? Yeah, of course you have, mate. I think most people have now. Ravencrow says 1 entry per channel. Yeah, exactly, my friend. That was the hint that I was throwing out there. So, but everybody gets that same opportunity. So even if you're a super duper Team Rock member, you can still also get 2 as well. Now, obviously, there are plenty of Team Rock members who never show up in a show. They watch it later, oftentimes. And I understand that because it is a funny old time of the day. Wherever you are in the world, it's, was it breakfast time on the West Coast? Lunchtime-ish. I have my lunch at midday, so for me it would be on the East Coast. And then, of course, evening time, tea time for me, dinner time for other folk. But I was brought up to call it tea time, as were a lot of my northern friends. It's interesting how it's very much a northern thing. Who else have we got here that I haven't said hello to? I said hello to Inlead. Great to see you. Great to see you. And I think, K-Sport, did I mention you, K-Sport? Afternoon, Rock. Me and a few of the guys are watching from, oh, that's awesome. Hey, guys. For the very first time in a very long time, I'm wearing my cap. I'm still not feeling great. I've got, just keeping myself warm. And this is actually the Exeter Chiefs, who are a Premiership rugby team in the UK. They're my local team. Not had a great season, it has to be said. And in the past, I've worked with them quite a lot. So I built their app a while back, and I used to do their social media, built their website, and got involved with a lot of the player testimonials and things. So kind of close to my heart. But yeah, not having a great season. They're in the middle of the table, I guess. They were very close to ending up in the playoffs and could have made it to the final. They've been in the final, so I don't know exactly, something like 5 out of 6 years over the past years, and they've won it twice, the Premiership. They're this weekend, I believe. I think they're in the semi-final or the final of what is a European Cup, which is actually called the Premiership Cup, just to confuse the heck out of life. But anyway, I got that. This is their old branding. They changed their branding, as you can see. It is a native or first. What do they call them? First people, don't they? First people logo of a chief, I guess. Anyway, they came under a huge amount of pressure to change that logo, and it has now become a kind of more of a Celtic Celtic symbol. Not great. I don't think it's a brilliant piece of illustration personally. I do have a hat with that on, but it was bought for me for Christmas, and if I'm honest, it looks a little bit like an older fella's hat, not the kind of one. First Nation. Thank you, Ninja. I know that's what you guys call them, isn't it? The First Nation people. I've been watching a show actually on Canada. What's it called? Race Around the World. Only in this season, they're literally only running around Canada. They've ended up at the Yukon, which I know is, I think, is it Alaska, Yukon. But I love Canada. I've only been to Vancouver, but it was stunning. Lovely people, amazing town, just gorgeous. Definitely more trips to Canada in the future for me. Windstar, how are you, sir? Great to see you. Hello, and Curly is here. I wish my beloved Scarlets were in the English Premiership. Great team, though, mate. Scarlets, instead of the substantial URC. Yeah, substandard. No, but I hear you. But good team, Scarlets. Well, I mean, Wales has got its own kind of vibrant rugby culture, hasn't it? And I had my favourite teacher when I was at school was Mr. Jones, believe it or not. Obviously, we called him Taffy. That's a kind of friendly term for Welsh folk, but not so much these days. I think it's to do with the river, isn't it, Curly? The River Taffy or the River Taff or something. And he was a lovely guy, really was. But he was mad keen on rugby. I went to it was a boys-only school, but it wasn't private and it wasn't a grammar school. It was a war zone, is what it was. It was one of the last segregated comprehensive schools back in the 70s and very early 80s. And it was genuinely a war zone. You'd be in a maths class and the door would be kicked open and a box of eggs thrown at a teacher. Very interesting times. No, I hated school with a passion. Geek the Sneak. Hey, yo to you, brother. How are you keeping? I hope you're well. Lovely to see you. Dorgan says, I watch Union and League. League is NRL, though. I support mainly the Sea Eagles. Oh, aren't we talking American football? And had those middle-of-the-table seasons for a decade. We've won 3 from this 4 seasons. No, I'm not familiar with the Sea Eagles. I thought the Sea Eagles was a American football team. Confused of Devon. Miss Phoenix, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Miss Phoenix. I hope you're keeping well. What have you got planned for this weekend? In fact, all of you, I know we're a day away from it, but I don't know, it's felt like a weekend to me. It's been a bizarre week. I've slept through most of it. Oh dear. I didn't get to sleep until 4 this morning. And then I did manage to get off to sleep for a little bit, but then I woke up about 8. So I haven't had a huge amount of sleep. And then this afternoon, I watched, because I wanted to watch it again, because it is a good film. I watched The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe, which I think is one of his best pieces of work, actually. I'm not massively into horror, and by that I don't mean, like, some people don't watch it because they don't want to be scared. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind that at all. It just tends to be quite formulaic. I prefer a mind-bending kind of sci-fi, or and the thing that annoys me while we're on about TV, although we weren't, is how, I don't know if this is the same. I think this might be the same across the world. Certainly, it's the case here. But you turn on your normal local channels, and it's like, starting tonight on ITV, the Crime Syndicate, or the Miss Marple's Murder Mysteries. It's all crime and murders and stuff. Why are people so fascinated in the whole kind of CSI and all that stuff? What's that all about? Why is it? What is in the public psyche that makes everybody want to watch that kind of stuff. I don't understand it. I don't find it particularly interesting. I love things like Sherlock with old Cumberbatch. I thought that was so freaking perb, actually. Beautifully written. Geek to Sneak, thank you so much, mate. As soon as I say this, I'll probably get a above me, so I'll have to shut up. I had a late night myself. The hotel, by the way, this is a $4.99 chat. Thank you so much, brother. I had a late night myself. The hotel where I'm staying is doing work on the roof. You are joking me, which kept me from sleeping. Shake my head. Huh? You're paying for a hotel that is waking you up? I would be after some level of compensation. Wow. No, I wouldn't be happy with that. Wowza, wowza. Bulls for life. How are you? Great to see you, my friend. Awesome to see you, in fact, the Chicago Bulls. What's up, Rokk? How is it in the Windy City? Because I've been a lot of tweets and posts and things that I've seen from my friends that are kind of east but northeast states are having a hard time with it. There you go. Told you it would pop in eventually. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you. Thank you, brother. And it's been snowing and cold and so I don't know what's going on, and it's just the world, isn't it? It's everywhere. Where there's blame, or like that, because of course, best thing, can't say, I'm not going to say, I'll never, ever, ever disclose private information about people unless they submit it first. But yes, of course, you would know, indeed, absolutely. I noticed earlier, actually, MF, a certain chairman of a certain club put out a message saying, oops, do you know I said I was giving a 20% discount on tickets next season? That was an error, and I didn't mean to say it. And I thought, I think by law, if you advertise something, you are legally obliged to sell it at that price. So good luck with that. Oh dear. I imagine losing to the Lakers last night doesn't help the cold. Oh, did they? Oh, no, that probably put a massive chill right the way through Chicago. Chicago! Love it. That's another place on my list I want to go to. Well, I don't live in Chicago. Fair enough, he just supports them. But I do live in New York, and it's definitely cold and windy. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm looking out the window, because it's over here, right? And what do I see? I'm seeing spots of rain, but nothing heavy. Just, blowing in the wind kind of thing. No great, just a breeze, no great wind. There's kind of cloud, but it's the thin stuff where you can actually just about see sky coming through. I would say it's probably a reasonable day for this time of year. It has been nicer, but all over the world, we're headed for another year of extremes. Hottest year on record type extremes, coldest year on record type extremes. It ain't looking good, is it? And let's be honest, they're rioting in the streets of France because they may have to work an extra couple of years. Why? Same as here. We're all getting too old. We're all living too long. We're all desperate to live as long as possible, and because of that, we've perfected the art of extending our lives 10, 20, 30 years beyond our great-grandparents. And those people need supporting. It's a real vicious circle. It's a difficult square to square. But hit somebody in the pocket and they riot on the streets, unless they're British, in which case they just sigh and take it. But the world is collapsing in front of our eyes, and people just go, tut, tut. Do you think when we were all in lockdown, and a load of people complained about lockdown, actually for me it was it couldn't have come at a better time for me. Content creating with my family, I'd had an awful 3 or 4 years. It allowed me to relax. But look what happened to the world when the world shut down. You know, massive New York, Los Angeles, the smog cleared. You know, huge Indian cities and Chinese cities that have had massive smog issues for years could finally see the surrounding countryside. Animals started to regain their migratory journeys, and for just that brief period of time, the earth went, oh, this is good. And then we went back. We went back to exactly the way we were before, didn't we? And we're going to struggle. So what do? You know, if people had said, welcome aboard the Titanic, ladies and gentlemen. This is a luxury liner. It's the largest cruise ship that has ever been built. You will have and live in the lap of luxury for the next fortnight, and then we sink. I wonder how many people would have said, I'll take my chances. You know what I mean? I wonder how many people would have, if they'd said, ladies and gentlemen, this cruiser is unsinkable. It's absolutely guaranteed, except there's a small risk that if we hit an iceberg, we may go down quite quickly, and it'll be quite cold, and we may not survive. Oh, and by the way, we don't have enough lifeboats to accommodate everybody, but you will have a fantastic break, and it'll probably be okay. I mean, how many people would have gone, yeah, take that. That's a risk I'll take. And here we are in a similar predicament, aren't we? Only this time, what they're saying is, live your life of luxury, your life of you know, buying stuff you don't need. My brain's clouding a bit here now. You know, the buying stuff you don't need and that uses a lot of energy, and we'll keep taking it out of the earth, and we'll find new ways to take it from the earth and pump carbon up into the atmosphere. And there's a very strong chance that we may not get many generations further down the road, and but it might be okay. It kind of feels like that's where we are as a species, and we're taking the route that is, well, I remember what it was like in lockdown, and I don't want to go down that road again. What do you do? You can't force people, ultimately, can you? You can't force humans. And when the media, both in fact, most of the world now, the media, since 1974, when President Nixon was indicted, and I think he went to prison, didn't he, for the scandal, the Watergate scandal. At that point, there was a concerted effort to purchase the media so that it wouldn't happen again to a Republican or a Conservative. And that's how it's been, and Murdoch has been given carte blanche over that period to basically buy up anything going. And that's not just me saying that. Watch John, what's his name? My brain. There's a number of guys, just Google it. It's out there. It's a fact. They admit it. A lot of this has come out recently, actually, from some of the stuff around investigating Trump. So when you're faced with a media that is owned by a body of people who believe passionately in libertarianism, in dog eat dog, in the world just getting on with things at a commercial level, at a capitalist level, and whatever will be, and the poor will be poor and the rich will be richer, and that's the natural way of the world, because look at evolution, it's Darwinism, and that's kind of where their head is. And when you're in that situation, then unfortunately, whatever you watch, read, listen to is absolutely peppered with misinformation. And that's where we've been. It's been my entire life. Let alone anybody that's younger than me. Fact. Phoenix classic backtrack. This backtrack, the music, this is a little while ago now, 5:25. This was about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, not happy, but it is what it is. Yeah, that was the old Lakers. Yeah, mate, I'm with you on that one. Well, my team lost last weekend as well. And they lost to a team at the bottom of the table. It should have been a massacre, but it wasn't. Rain is on the way, Rokk. I'm walking home. The Brolly... Oh, no. So I'm not sure which side of the city you are on, but I know roughly where you work. So, yeah, I don't know. It may go past me. Oh, be interesting to see. I'm indoors. Don't really care. I can't do 45 degrees again. Not without aircon. 45. No. I can't be doing that either, my friend. That's it. That's if we survive tomorrow's solar wind. Oh, no. Is there one? Could get an EMP, couldn't we? Could get one of those electrical outages that just short circuits everything. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I'd quite like that, you know. In a funny old way, I'd quite like a sort of zombie apocalypse. I reckon I'd do all right in the old zombie apocalypse. I'm a bit of a survivor. I think I'll be okay. And, just start from zero again. Find some like-minded folk this time. Weed them out. Weed out the maggots and the maggots and the hams, the gummins. Weed them all out and then start again. That's what I would do. Lockdown along the stadia. Yeah, right. Pulled me back into gaming, says Eddie. It really was. In so many ways, it was the worst of times and it was the best of times, according to young Charlie Dickens. Yep, the healthcare system is atrocious here, like having to constantly decide between keeping a job or taking the time to actually... Yeah, I know. And that's what's trying or has been trying to happen over here as well. So our ruling party, the Conservatives, when they were centrist, they were okay. But they've been quite far-right, populist, authoritarian now since 2019, really, but going back before, there was a strong element. And they're very much in the same boat, very much about privatising. Their kind of 20-year strategy has been to remove funding for our health service so that it just collapses, it implodes. And then once it's imploded, everybody's blaming nurses and doctors for the terrible service and not the fact they don't have any money. They replace it with privatised services. And I know conversations have been had in the States with all the big healthcare providers out there. It's just what they do. They don't even think about it. Everything is about privatising. Just, do it. And it don't always work. It does not always work. Dorrigan, currently going down with a ship is cheaper than living on the land. Wow, there's a good show. John Stewart, thank you, Dorrigan. Yep, and that with Ian Hislop it's a must watch. Google it, find it on YouTube, John Stewart and Ian Hislop. It's only about 20-25 minutes long, but it's a fantastic interview. And it literally is, as Dorrigan's pointing out, it is a history of why we're here from that point. And I've seen it in many, not just John Stewart, I've seen other people, and a lot of it comes from some testimony from a very well trusted personage who said, it may even, do you know what? I'm going to go and put my neck out here. It may even have been Murdoch, the man himself, the man, the monster, the myth. He's been involved in a number of cases and he said a lot of stuff. You think, my God, Rupert, really? I think, he's 94 or something now. I mean, talk about outliving your... well, he should never have been here in the first place. Backtrack for the chairman going back on the price. Oh, yes, indeed. I absolutely think that there could be some legal stuff in amongst that. My belief is, if you walk into a department store and the sticker says $8.99 on a jacket, and you take it up to the till and they go, oh, sorry, it's the wrong price on there. It's actually $40. I believe in the UK by law they have to honour the advertised price. So I'm interested to see what happens the first time a lawyer picks up on that. That's going to be interesting. Ray, how are you, bro? Yo, there's Ray with his new avatar. Look at that. Windstar, Ray, Ravencrow. Right, I think, Rudigs. Yo, bro, Rudigs is on Rock Players later. awesome. Great guest. So we did try and compile, I mentioned this I think the other day, try to pull together a kind of a Canadian panel. It's definitely coming, but the guys couldn't get everybody on that they needed. They needed to kind of give them a little bit more notice. So that will come in a future episode. I really love the idea of that. It's going to be good. I'm more neutral, but slightly leaning. Don't judge me. No, that's fine. You look, at the end of the day, everybody's opinion is theirs, right? All I ever say to people is, don't lock it away. Be prepared and be open to listen to views. The most important thing is, if something doesn't sound right, if it doesn't feel, if it defies logic, then just do some groundwork. Go and check it out. Do some research, but be careful in the places that you do that research. So I don't watch anymore network news. Even the BBC, I don't trust it. I go off and find some bona fide data, and that's how I make my mind up. But absolutely, everyone's got... I know for an absolute fact there are 20 people watching now. Not everybody is going to share my political views. I absolutely understand that. And I maybe even 70% of what I think may be open to conjecture and debate. The rest of it's solid fact. But no, absolutely, my friend, not an issue. And what you've got to bear in mind as well is politics is a funny old thing. For most people, or a lot of people, I should never use superlatives without fact. For a lot of people, politics is a little bit like religion. It's a thing that you've grown up with, either through family or education, culture, local, environment. And therefore, it's a comfortable thing that why would you doubt? Why would you doubt your family, your rabbi, your vicar, your school, your teacher, your friends, when they all believe the same thing? We all do that, don't we? That's part and parcel of being human, feeling that you belong to an organization, a group, a culture is a comfort. There's a certain safety in numbers factor. And I just think it's important as you get older. Get to sleep, join Team Rokk. Wow, you already were a member, so that must be, yes, he's now 10 months a member. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, you've pre-ordered the, now you know what, I'm glad that you've rescued me from myself, actually, Geek to Sneak, bless you, because we have got some news, including the very thing that you've just mentioned. So, looking spiffing tonight, Rokk. Well, thank you, David. How are you, mate? Good to see you. So let's pop ourselves over to Simple Larry. Before I do that, I ought to get uppity up, because of course it's Thursday. It's Cloud Gaming Day. Let me okay that as well. For us, the news, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to go over to Simple Larry. Here we are. Awesome. So, starting off with this. So yeah, it's Thursday, it's GeForce Now, big Thursdays. A good one for GeForce Now this week, actually. Quite a few new games announced is coming. If you have, like me, an Nvidia Shield TV, I've got the Pro, which is I say newer one, it's still some years old now. But there's been a kind of a unification with the app, the GeForce Now app. So up until today, today, the app on the Shield was called the Nvidia Gaming, I think, or GeForce Gaming. I think it was Nvidia Gaming app. They've now changed it to be GeForce Now. It's called GeForce Now. And the interface for it, which they don't have here, is similar to the mobile apps, or indeed the web app for GeForce, which actually I really like. I like the fact that it has a similar feel. The settings are very similar now as well, so a little bit easier to work your way around. What they have got rid of is the game link thing that was in there, so you can not use that anymore. I use Moonlight, and Stream Link anyway, so it's not an issue for me. But overall, and one of the things they've said is that this is paving the way for increased harmonization across everything. Well, I take that to mean the Shield at the moment is the only device, I believe. I think some of the newer TVs, I think the very, very latest Samsung TVs, but certainly amongst most devices, including the app, the Shield is the only domestic Android app that you can play 4K on GeForce Now. So my take on that is that they're looking to widen that across the whole gamut, which would be good. I really hope as well they do something about their streaming tool, because it's awful on the Shield. It pumps it out at 720 on Twitch, which is okay actually. 720 on Twitch is crisp. It's not bad. But you get no options to change the title of the stream or play about with certain options and things, which you kind of get out of the box now with Xbox and PlayStation and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to auto you guys while I go through the news, which means that as you leave a little message, you'll see it up on screen. Up on screen. Also in the land of Lunar cloud gaming still. There are some games are going and there are some games are coming. Obviously this month was a brilliant month for Lunar. They finally, just after coming out of beta, they finally took it out to some wider territories, Germany, Canada and the UK. At this moment, no additional news on whether that's widening and when, but I mean, it would be amazing if they didn't, quite honestly, and I'm not really sure exactly why they haven't as yet, but they will, I'm sure. Now, eight games are leaving: Kingdom Come, Deliverance, Lost Judgment, Ghost Runner, Steel Assault, Max the Curse of Brotherhood, Twinson's Little Big Adventure 2, Ride 4, Akami HD, and Panzer Dragoon. All of them, in fact, Kingdom Come, Deliverance, and Lost Judgment, and Ghost Runner have all gone now, and the rest of them are leaving in the next week or two. So play those if you haven't, if you're keen on them. Coming in April, no specific dates though: Batman Arkham Knight, Lego DC Super Villains, Batora, Lost Haven, Endzone, A World Apart, and Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. So there's a few new games coming, so that's cool. I'm going to whip through these. We've also got some Black Nut news. This is especially for my friend Ray, who loves his Black Nut. Loves it, he does. Shockingly bad interface. Yeah, then I know what you're saying, dude. I hear you. You kind of get the feel they don't really have an expertise in it, do they? UI over at GFN. Not always everybody's forte. Of course, they're a tech company. However, when you're turning out the billions, you'd think you'd employ somebody. But I've seen it myself. As you know, I own a tech company. We develop software, web, mobile, all that stuff. And we've won awards for design because that's kind of where I came from. My background was the print trade. I had a design agency. I worked in print. I had a publishing business. So design and UI UX is my bag. So it's one of our USPs as a business, is that when we develop stuff, we think a lot about the aesthetics and cohesion with brand and all that stuff. But I've seen so many pure tech companies where the owners are, computer scientists or engineers or technicians. So from the top down, they have no aesthetic sense in their body, and it just permeates that way through the business, always. Now then. So yes, Black Nut have got 15 Team 17 games coming. They've been quite canny of late, Black Nut. They've been doing deals with specific publishers to pull their entire catalogue, or at least a chunk of their catalogue, onto the platform. Specifically looking at family developers, family studios, family publishers. So a whole bunch, Overcooked 2 and Moving Out, Going Under, or the kind of games these guys do. Worms WMD, great game. So something to look forward to there with Black Nut coming up. And you know, as I've said it before, you do need, if you're thinking about subscribing to Luna, you should test Black Nut and Utomic as well, because they're kind of a similar package, you know, aggregated, curated games, very family oriented, regular churn of titles. And so, you know, if that's a thing that appeals, and it does appeal to a lot of people, it appealed to us with Stadia, don't forget, it's worth just testing all of those. I think Black Nut has a trial period, but even if you have to pay, you're not paying more than, you know, a couple of cups of Starbucks. So it's definitely worth giving it a go, I would say. What else? Well, Netflix, as you know, they've been in the news of late, not only because they've shed staff, but because they keep talking about upping their game. They've got a ton of mobile games out there. Apparently, and we used to do this all the time. Do you remember when the Stadia app APK used to be released, which you can extract from an Android device? And people would pull them apart. They're only a very simple package of code. Some of it is usually binary. You can't do a lot with it, but a lot of it is text-based, and that's what they used to do. They'd strip out all of the strings of text and then go down it looking for patterns and meaning and so on. I know for a fact, by the way, that the Stadia devs, once they hooked into that happening, they used to throw in breadcrumbs and fake stuff just for fun. They did. I know that's an absolute fact. So anyway, this is what they've done, interestingly enough, with the iOS app, which is interesting because you can't do that with an iOS app. So I'm not quite sure how they've managed to find a string. It's not the same as an Android app. They don't use they're completely different code bases, completely different frameworks. But maybe it's a wrapper. I don't know. I'm not a developer. Netflix. So anyway, what they found is that there is some string of text that suggests using... Netflix wants to make game playable on every device by turning your iPhone into a controller running on a TV. Code hidden in their iOS app, says Steve Moser, whoe'er he be. A game on your TV needs a controller to play. Do you want to use this phone as... I don't know why... Okay, so he's found it in an app, iOS app. But I'm assuming, because it is a non-specific text string, that would be something that you'd also see on Android. Nothing to get too excited about. I mean, we've seen it with Stadia. Stadia allowed you to do that. I seem to think Netflix allowed you to use your phone, but not Netflix, sorry, Luna. But I can't remember if I may be wrong. But anyway, that's a bit of news. Le Voyage. What have they got? Oh, Ubisoft. So Ubisoft is the latest big cheese to pull out of E3. It's not looking good, is it, for E3? E3, of course, isn't purely a game event. It's the electronics. It's electronics. They've got TVs and tech and lasers and projectors and all sorts of stuff. So, I don't think it's a massive killer, but it is if you were going there or ever have gone there purely to see what's going on in the games industry. None of them are turning up. Anyway, Ubisoft are not going to show up, and instead they've announced a new showcase for June the 12th. There's, speculation, Assassin's Creed Mirage and all that stuff. I'm just so troubled. I'm just so troubled about Ubisoft. I still love you guys, I do, but you've just gone quiet. And I don't know if it's because of the internal stuff or what the deal is, but you can't run a service based on monthly subscription without any refresh of content, because there are people who will get it purely for the latest games. Those games have a shelf life. They don't have a Destiny, a never-ending gobstopper of a game. So ultimately, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, isn't it? Oh no, did auto suggestions come up and somebody get upset with it? What have we got here? Amazon Luna will make up on me missing out on Google. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I said, Luna, and I said this back in the day, it's not new. Luna, Utomic, Black Nut, they are the closest currently to the Stadium model. Check them out. Just, you may find that one or the other works better for you if you're in, well, for a kick-off, if you're in France, you can't get Luna, or at least not without VPNs and stuff. So Black Nut is your boy on that case. But definitely if you are able to get all three, check it out. Check it out, man. Wonder what Ray was chuckling about there. So, I didn't think about auto suggestions in typing. I can turn this off and do you manually if you want me to. Destiny 2 is a great game to fall back on. Yeah, so as you know, I've just got back into it again now. And I found out what that thing was if you watched last night's show, and I was like, I don't know what this is. It was just the stuff that you collect walking around the planet, like other resources as they call it. And I completed a few things today, so that's all good. And Division 2 is a great game, Geek. Great game. There's so many. Yeah, I hear you. Is it an ongoing game? I suppose if you look at it that way, they've just updated some stuff, haven't they? They've also, I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, announced that it is coming to an end. But would you want to pay $14, $15 a month for a game that you can buy now for like $5 anywhere, and get a season pass for $20? You know what I mean? You were talking about you. That's all right, my friend. No worries. K-Sport, I love Division 2. I know you work on it, my friend. I love Division 2. It's one of my favourite games of all time. You did me proud, my friend. Anyway, as my wife says, that's what's going on there. Now, this was the bit that I wanted to get to that young Geek to Sneak was mentioning. He has pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch OLED Zelda Tears of the Kingdom limited edition, which, as you can see here, in the mighty kingdom that is disunited, you can pick it up for $320. I'm not sure what that is in American Cestershire. I'm going to say, $350, somewhere around there. And today, this very day, I have purchased my very own Nintendo Switch OLED. Yay! Only I didn't go for this one, to be honest with you. Did I just see the legend that is Gem? I did! The legend that is Gem. How are you, friend? What's up, gamers? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping in. I hope you're well. I hope you are better than well. I hope you are swell. That's what I hope. So, I did look at this one, Geek, and I thought about it because I'm in the market for a Switch. As I've said many times in the past, the whole Nintendo universe kind of passed me by. And then my daughter got one for Christmas and my eyes were completely opened. I thought, oh my God, this is only 1080. It is on another planet. It's awesome. So, sat there today feeling sorry for myself. I thought, what can I do to cheer myself up? The wife's away for a few days. Gone to see my daughters, and I'm on my own, on my painkillers. And I thought, what can I do to cheer myself up? So I purchased an OLED Nintendo Switch, but the white one, the cheaper one. And it's coming tomorrow, so I'm going to be playing with that over the weekend. Woohoo! But yeah, the reason I didn't buy this was it didn't come with the game. I thought, what's the what? Why do a bundle with lovely glossy stickers and things on the thing without the actual game? And I think it doesn't launch, does it, until the game actually comes out, which, by the way, is getting amazing pre-reviews. Oh, the other thing, stop pointing, Rokk. The other thing, according to the party, the other thing that persuaded me to get one, finally, was I went and looked at my game rental thing, and they do Switch games. I can rent them. Woohoo! Oh, Chan, your koala. Oh, look at that. Changes his name from koala to Chan when Chan was a hamster, and now you've got a proper koala. I actually held a koala. I bet Doragon has as well. When I was a small boy, I held a koala in a park in Queensland, and they're furry but a bit bristly at the same time. They're not cuddly furry. They're sort of oily, like a sheep kind of fur. But they probably were drugged as well. Poor things. Do you remember when you used to go abroad, particularly if you're in the UK or Germany, anywhere, where you go down to the Med, and there'd be some kind of really manky looking guy with a baby chimpanzee and a lion cub and a parrot on his shoulder, and he'd be taking it around, and they would literally, like, see, little family, they would dump the baby chimp on the lap and go, photo, photo. Now, those animals were drugged, they were hideously cared for. When they got a little bit bigger than a puppy or a baby chimp, they were disposed of. Terrible, terrible trade. I'm glad it no longer exists. But you know what people do to our neighbours on this planet, it just makes me weep. It really does. The Switch is awesome for JRPGs. Honestly, I'm really excited about it. I am. I've never owned one. We've got an ancient, growling Nintendo Wii, which I chuckle every time it comes out at 340 pixels and massive heads and stuff. But the games are good. I do give it. The games are good. So I'm looking forward to this. And it's a treat. I don't treat myself very often. It's nice to have a little treat, isn't it? Just now and again, guys. Don't you agree with me? What are you doing, Rokk, you idiot? Anyway, so that's it. And Geek has ordered one. And I think that's fairly cool, actually, mate. I mean, it's going to be an awesome game. I just felt, and I actually really like the look of this as well. I love the gold and the black. It looks gorgeous. But I just kind of felt, hang on a minute, throw the game in. I don't mind paying a bit more, but come on, if you're going to do a bundle, do a proper bundle. Don't just nyeh. Right then, we are banging the time away here, aren't we? Very, very quickly. I want to take you over to the wonderful wide world of GeForce now. And we're going to have a look at their weekly news blast. April showers bring 23 new GeForce Now games, including Have a Nice Death. I think this is a day and date, actually. Plus, if you are a GeForce Now subscriber, you can claim a Marvel's Midnight Suns skin. I've got it, actually, but I haven't actually... I've got the code, I haven't claimed it. There is also, I believe, a new GeForce... Yeah, here we go. Newark, New Jersey. Here you go, Chicago Bulls. Bulls, my man. And Rouster. And who else do I know in Tracy? Other folk that are in on the east there. Newark, New Jersey now has GeForce Now Native Ultimate at Superpod. So there you go, the 12th region worldwide that's been switched on. You can see it there, look. This is really interesting, isn't it? The whole of the kind of east side, eastern seaboard, is that what they call it? The whole of the kind of eastern side of the States here is essentially green now. They've done really well there, so that's good. We do have some new games as well. We'll move down. This is the skin that you can claim, by the way, if you're a personage with a subscription. April is full of games, haha. Have a Nice Death. Here it is. Death Inc. opens a new branch in the cloud. No joke. Kick the weekend off right by streaming Have a Nice Death. Restore order in this darkly charming 2D action game from Gearbox while playing as an overworked Death. Poor old Death. Whose employees at Death Inc. have run rampant as caretakers of souls, hack and slash through numerous minions and bosses in each department at the company, using unique weapons and spells. So that's one. You've also got 9 Years of Shadows, Terra Nil, Gripper, Small Land. Small Land's a great game, by the way. Survive the Wilds. Dredge, that's a big old Switch game, isn't it? With your fishing trawler, if I remember rightly. Ravenbound, The Great War Western Front, Troublemaker, Have a Nice Death, Tower of Fantasy, and Tunch or Tunche. So a few new games there, 11 I believe. Plus, coming in April. Gutted to see no mention of Hogwarts, by the way. The one game that I wanted to see come to GeForce Now. Dagnabbit. Meet Your Maker, Road 96, Mile Zero, Terrascape, Curse of the Sea Rats, Raven's Watch, Supplice, De-Exit, Survival, Fountain of Youth, but Tin Hearts. Tin Hearts has been getting a lot of rave reviews. Not one to overlook, I think. Normally, as you know, I'd go and have a little look at these, but we're pushing it on time right now. So, oh, music's come back. That's good. I thought we'd lost our audio. Dead Island 2. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, guys. April 21. That I might do as a giveaway in April. We've got, I didn't mention it actually, we've got the Star Wars game. Yeah, it's not mentioned here. That's interesting. Star Wars game coming out later, April 24th, I think. But I might just push out another. I might do Dead Island 2 because I'm quite keen on that one. After Image, Roots of Oh, look, Bramble's coming out, guys. Oh, wow. I did a stream of the Bramble demo, which is, I mean, the game is great. The video's okay, but the game looks really good. I'm so pleased it's finally coming out, and I'm also mega pleased it's coming to GeForce Now. Check out my stream. It'll be in the playlist on gameplay. But a really nice looking game with beautiful depth of field. So, you know, a tiny little creature in the blades of grass, and everything's got proper depth of field and looks stunning. No Resident Evil 4 case ball. I know what's going on. 1111 Memories Retold. Sure about that one. Canvas. Tear Down, Get Even, Little Nightmares 1 and 2. A bunch of Dark Pictures anthologies. Man of Eden, good game. Little Hope, good game. House of Ashes, haven't played it. Devil in Me, haven't played it. And on top of the 19 games announced in March, 9 extra ones joined GeForce Now Library this month. Call of the Sea, Grid Legends, Chia. I'm stuck on Chia. How can you be stuck on a game like Chia? It told me, like, one of the very first things to do, it said, go and camp at a campfire near this town. And I've been to every single camp and slept there, and it still tells me I've got to do it. I don't know if it's a bug or what, but I've given up. So there you go, that's your NVIDIA. Lots of indie games. They do surprise drops, as they've mentioned there. So it is possible Resident Evil 4 may turn up, but it's not there for now. So yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointment, I agree. I am sorry about that, guys. But while we're here, should we go and have a look at the free Epic games? Now, I know they did mention last week it was a sort of a... I'm actually quite interested in this. I've noticed, apart from the fact that it's got a ton, Rokk, it's got a ton of famous actors in it. Oh, God, Last of Us has been getting a bash in as well. But it's the reviews for Rokk are not good. Look at this. Dead Island 2, $75. It's a renter. Yeah, Last of Us Part 1's been getting a little bit of a kicking. Although there was a patch today, I believe, which hopefully has resolved a lot of those issues. So don't give up on it, baby. Here we go. Free, The Silent Age, and Tunche, which of course we saw is a game that is going to be on GeForce Now. Coming soon, Blazing Sails and Dying Light Enhanced Edition. That's the original Dying Light. Not Dying Light 2, of course. Yes, I'm over 18. Get on with it. So that's good. That's a freebie. That'll be fun, particularly. And when I say it's enhanced, what have they enhanced? Have they slapped any RTX in there? Because if that came to GeForce Now with the enhancement being ray tracing and stuff, that would actually be really cool. Anyway, Silent Age, not sure what that is. Post-apocalyptic, I love post-apocalyptic. Oh, yep, here we go. But 1972. Oh dear, I was 5 years old in 1972, but I was not a janitor. Experience a post-apocalyptic world long before the Silent Age, a thrilling point-and-click adventure game. Oh, they could be fun. Use time travel to unravel the mystery behind humanity's disappearance. I played something not too dissimilar to this on Xbox recently. It was a day and date. I forgot what it was called now, but it was a cracking game. I absolutely loved it. Adventure puzzle indie. Right, well, I will definitely be claiming that one. And then Tunche, which actually looks pretty good, I think. So claim them little puppies. Right. Quick look at the old chat, then we'll get the wheel going. Nintendo had been killing since the fall season last year. Caseball, Gem, chuckling there. What did Gem say that made you chuckle? Hey, Rokk, how are you, my friend? How are you? How are you, dude? Good to see you. Not me. Geek. Not me. I bought one because I discovered you can rent the games. So I don't have to buy them. I'm the tightest tightwad that ever walked the earth. I hate paying for anything except maybe the odd console. Enhanced came out a while ago before RTX. Oh, did it, Ninja? Dagnabbit. Oh well. Ben still looks good though. Definitely one. I've played it, but I'd love to play it again. Free next week. It's going to be awesome. Dead Island 2. Well up for that. No RE4 Jedi Survivor. Nope. No, I know. What are they doing? I didn't read it out to you, but it did say at the top that they're hoping, I think, either today or next Thursday, there will be some news on the Microsoft games. So it wasn't in the press release that we get as GFN ambassadors, which in this case we got it on Tuesday. It was a little bit early, but it did say on Thursday there would be some more news. Wasn't in there. So whether they're releasing it separately or whether it's next Thursday, I don't know. But hopefully they'll start to release games. As I've said before, I really genuinely do not know the setup. They're very tight-lipped about the whole process. And my belief is there's a lot of manual work involved in porting the games. And of course a finite resource within NVIDIA in order to do that. They're probably, like so many people in the software industry, getting crunched to heck right now. Because of course, there is a seasonality to game publishing, as we know. There are windows in the year that are the best times to produce or to publish games. And you know, they've probably got a huge backlog. It also means, as Jem will back me up on, that the smaller indie publishers don't get a look in because they've got so many big AA's and AAA's and now an entire Microsoft library to port, that the smaller games, and you know, I know Jem ticked the box that said I would like to be on GeForce Now. Not a thing, not a dicky bird. Glad you're better. Oh, you vet. I'm getting there, my friend. I painkillered myself up before I came on. And actually, I've enjoyed the show. It's been good. I genuinely miss not doing these shows. I really do. It feels like I'm like a spare part. But thank you, Ray. Thank you, my friend. Bless you. But Vet, thank you so much for popping in, my friend. I hope you're well. Vet has been knocking it out of the... Vet was discovered. Vet has been discovered by a community of stay-home moms who love Disney's Dreamlight Valley, and they happened to raid him purely by random the other night. And he had the time of his little life. He had, I don't know, 70 women in there flicking dollar at him for playing it. And he hasn't stopped playing it since. And the numbers are amazing. It is just a dream come true. It's so funny. It's like he's won the lottery. My game is coming to GFN is what I would say if my game was coming to GFN. Exactly, my friend. And I think that's why unfortunately, they have just got a wall of games that they want to bring. I don't understand why they've made a rod for their own backs. I mean, it is partly why Stadia were folded in the end. They couldn't get the stuff out quick enough. And here is an instance where that shouldn't be an issue. But they do optimize them for their various apps. They do make sure they have touch controls, that they work with various controllers, that they test everything. It works with their in-app settings and their RTX settings. And if you open up a game on GeForce Now, it says this game, they say, we have optimized this game for you, so you shouldn't need to make any changes. Well, that requires intervention. It requires some manual intervention. And I don't know, question, what would you prefer? A game where you might have to go in and change it from 1080p to 4K because, like, for example, Black Nut, it defaults at 1080p or less than 1080p. Versus the fact that someone's done it for you and you could actually get more games out because you can do it yourself. Now, all I'm going to say, it's one word, begins with a B, ends with a D. Heralds from the Ukraine, Boosteroid. That's what they've done. They've gone, yeah, we'll just, we'll put it out there, guys. Here it is. It's on our little server. Play it. And, bit of hassle getting into it, but what the heck? And people have gone, yeah, I get to play my games. I'm happy with that. Sometimes perfect is the enemy of good. You know what I'm saying? Disney vet, indeed, he is. He's a born-again Disney game player, is what he is. Right, let's do the wheel, and then I shall let you folks go, because I've crashed poor old William again. I think I did this the other day. I got a new red dress last night. Did you, Vet? Vet's character. You've got to go and see him do this, by the way. So he has basically a lady with a massive purple beard. I kind of find it a little disturbing, but I'm a laissez-faire kind of fella. It just looks a bit weird. It's all I'm saying. Ravencrow, I have something to tell you later. Vet, and no, it's nothing bad. Oh dear. Vet, it might be. When someone says it, I've got something to tell you. Don't worry, it's not bad news. It typically is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Caseball, the server-side onboarding for GFN is not just as simple as a clipbox. Now, indeed, that's my point. And because of that, they have a huge backlog. And that's, for me, one of the things that I was really looking forward to before Stadia disappeared was they were building, and they were building tools to virtually automate the onboarding process, in a complete porting in a box. And if I was NVIDIA, that's what I would be working on right now. I would be working on an onboarding in a box tool. You tick a box, there's some verification that takes place. And let's face it, if you're on Steam, you've been verified to a degree. So that's already kind of happened. And as long as it's got PEGI rating and everything else, you can apply that in your system. But that's what they need. They need a really quick, automated. Just go to ChatGPT. They'll write it for you, guys. Just type it in. ChatGPT, write me an onboarding tool for GeForce Now from Steam. They'll write it. It'll happen. You can implement it within a few days. It'll work a treat. It's nothing bad. It's about Disney music. You can stream. It's quite interesting. There's a little tick box. I'm sure you know this, Vet, that allows you to stream within Disney Dreamlight Valley without getting copyright, but it still includes some Disney kind of bits, which is interesting. I quite like the fact that they've thought that through. Shall we spin the wheel? Why, aye. Oh, look, I've got an Adobe PDF over the top of my wheel. What the heck is that doing in there? What? It's got. It's not my signature, by the way. Don't get carried away. I have no idea why that is there. Let me remove it. Get rid of it, and then we'll see. Somebody's won a PDF. Congratulations. Congratulations. Which one is it? It's the entrance one, isn't it? Oh, that's weird. It's not there. So what is that then? What? Games. Oh, oh, there it is. I can see it. Ah, yes. It's gone. Gone. There it goes. Brilliant. Right, let's do this quickly, and then I shall let you guys... I've got to go and warm up some frozen beef stew. Now, my wife cooked it. It'll be amazing. But me and food, it's oil and water. I mean, the two should never mix, quite honestly. Adam is back from lunch. That's great. How are you, my friend? And how was it? Did you enjoy your bagel and soft cheese? Look, come on, Rokk. Get on with the spinning. Okay. The reason I'm looking around here, by the way, is I've got to look around my water bottle to see the button. This, then, my friends, is a Team Rokk spin. Tomorrow, as I was saying, if you're late in, even if you're not a Team Rokk member, you get to jump in the giveaway. The giveaway tomorrow is the most amazing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Yes, you can own your own copy and see what all the fuss is about, why it's such a great game on GeForce Now as well. So subscribers get, you can enter once on YouTube and or Twitch, up to you. Team Rokk members get double entry. You don't need to do anything. I'll put you in there, double. Plus, you can still enter on YouTube and Twitch, so you can go in 4 times. And if you are an upper tier member, that's above tier 1, which I forget what it's called, you get another 2 entries. So technically speaking, you could have 6 entries to win Disney Dreamlight Valley. It does mean there's going to be quite a few on the wheel tomorrow, but it'll be fun, and we'll test it. We'll see how it works. It should all be good. Oh, look, they ordered out today. Oh, when was it your birthday? Yesterday. Oh, mate. Many happy returns for yesterday. Oh, I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good day. I hope the family treated you and pampered you and gave you a cracking time. I would sing you happy birthday, but I will get a copyright strike. And the last time I sang live, it was about 4 dead starlings just outside the window. I absolutely destroyed the ecosystem in my neighborhood. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Let's get this wheel up. Starting with, as always, the entrance, the members. So let's give it a spin. Who's it going to be? I hope it's somebody who doesn't win very often. Queen Rach was so chuffed she won yesterday, bless her. She's not been having a great time herself. Oh, must change koala to Chan. I think you're in there twice, actually, mate. Where are we then? Joe, Dan, Primo, Martinez. Gone past Martinez, Granite T Rock, Queen Rach. Queen Rach won yesterday. John Burford. It could be you, Winstar. I think it's either you or Steve. I haven't seen Steve for a long time. I hope he's good. I think it's going to be a Winstar win today. Yay! Woohoo! Wahoo! And what makes that even more awesome is that you actually were in the show. That's a good thing. I love that when the winners are actually folk that have been able to come across. So good news, my friend. Well done. Rigged. It was not rigged. You saw it with your very own eyes. The whole thing is perfectly legit. Dang, dang, dang. Right, let's get the games one a-going. Oops. So, what is Winstar going to be playing? Let's spin it and see. We'll spin her up. Before we do that, I'm going to actually give it a shuffle. That's a shuffle noise. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Rocked. Ooh, yeah. On top top of that, if you have more than one YouTube channel and a Twitch channel, you can get extra entries. That's a good point. Absolutely. Raven Pro is on it. He knows how it works. Good on you. What's he got? Let's have a look. My friend Peppa Pig. Oh, why not? She's got kids. Not that anyway. It's cool. It could be police stories. I hope it's not Oddworld's Abe's Exodus, because I think that was what Queen Rach won last night, and I've obviously forgotten to take it out. Police stories. Yahoo! I must remember to take these games out once they've been won. Police. The Popo. Police stories for Wind Star. Brilliant stuff. Right, we did it, guys. We got there. That's it. I have warmed your day, morning, noon, or evening. You may now enjoy the rest of it without me, and I will see you tomorrow, bless you lovely folk, for the Friday shenanigans, which of course will be the giving away of Disney Dreamlight Valley. And don't knock it, that's a full price game. That cost me a few pennies. And I will have my new OLED. Woohoo! My new Switch. I'm gonna go to something new to play with. I'm so excited. Wow. Guys, take care. And thank you so much for being here today. It's absolute mon plaisir. And I will see all of you wonderful folk tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. Oh, hang on. I'm transitioned in a nice way. It's kind of... Ha! Do it again! I will. Bye!